beautiful sweet baby. So today we're going to be talking about TBoz slamming Ruth's Chris against them possibly profiling her. So TBoz pretty much took to her social media and pretty much slammed the restaurant Ruth's Chris because they denied her of coming in because of her attire. So in this video, she actually revealed that she had been, flying on the airplane all day and she had been very tired. That's the reason for her appearance. She then expresses that, her hair hasn't been combed and everything like that, so she felt more comfortable with keeping a hat on her head. She then pretty much makes it very clear that she's at Ruth's Chris in Illinois. Once again, she very much keeps, just elaborating on the fact that she was very tired and her being on the plane all day is the reasoning for her appearance. So in this video, she pretty much mentions that she went through the hostess, she went through the waiters, she went through practically everybody, sat down, ate some bread, which is like usually the appetizers. She, got drinks, everything. Well, not drinks like alcoholic, but, she had her beverage, everything. Went through her dinner and still nobody said anything to her. She then claims that it wasn't until the manager came up to the table and then had an issue with her attire, more specifically her hat. She then starts to claim that the manager told her that that she's going to have to remove her hat because of dress code. So then TBoz pretty much says, well, look at those guys over there. There's two black guys over there. They have their hats on and you haven't said nothing to them. And the manager was pretty much saying like, they're going to leave soon too. They don't need to be having their hats on either. So we're going to go address them soon in a minute. Then the manager also claimed that, they were actually heading out very soon. So she still needed to remove her hat. The manager even offered for TBoz to go to the bar to eat as well as, finish off her meal if she had issues with removing her hat. TBoz then says, I'm not going to remove my hat. And then she says that she doesn't want to play musical chairs, so she doesn't want to have to get up from the spot that she's at, move to another spot. So she's just pretty much adamant that she's not going to remove her hat. So the guy that was with TBoz, he spoke up for her on her behalf, and he was actually a Caucasian male. They eventually decided that, they weren't going to keep dealing with this, and then they just decided to leave. So TBoz's real, issue was the fact that the manager as well as the co-workers there and everybody that worked there needed to all be on the same page, because if there is a dress code, then everybody needs to abide by it. She then starts to throw in the fact that she feels like she was profiled because of, people in there having hats that said F it. So she makes a second video of her ranting even more and expressing how she knows that places have rules, but at the same time, those rules need to be met for everybody, and, how she feels like she was profiled. So here's my thoughts. The only time that I feel like she made sense was when she said that the employees as well as management, everybody needs to be on the same page. If there is a dress code and there is a dress code, everybody in that building needs to know that there is a dress code, and they need to pick apart the people that aren't supposed to come in there, because that way everything seems cohesive and there's no issues at the end of the day. As far as her wanting to say that she was profiled about everything, honestly, I don't think that she was profiled. I feel like you knew where you were going to go eat. I've been to Ruth's Chris about 2 times, and each time that I went to Ruth's Chris, I was following dress code because I knew that there was a dress code before I sat there and decided to go eat there. So I wouldn't go into Ruth's Chris with a t-shirt and, just regular baggy jeans, ripped in jeans, everything like that. When I go to Ruth's Chris, I usually dress up pretty nice. I dress up, maybe with a nice top and some cute jeans, maybe some sandals to go with it. There is a dress code that you do have to abide by. You can even wear a cute little dress and go into Ruth's Chris and not be denied. My whole thing is people love to go and sit at the really nice restaurants, but when they get in there, they want to look a fool. If you just came from the airport and you wanted to go eat somewhere that had the foods that Ruth's Chris sells, you should have went to someplace like Denny's, IHOP, someplace that, was a little bit more not up top tier as Ruth's Chris. Because I get it, it's been a while since TBoz has had a hit, but at the end of the day, she wasn't born yesterday. She knows exactly what Ruth's Chris is, and she knows what the attire is, and instead she decided to come straight off of the plane and go to Ruth's Chris for what reason I have no idea. I feel like once she got dragged about pretty much talking about the attire thing and not wanting to follow the rules of, the dress code rules of what Ruth's Chris is asking for people to dress like, then that's when she came back and tried to throw race in there because she noticed that she was being dragged in regards of the whole, attire situation, because that's what people like to do. They like to play a little pity party game. Once they notice that they don't get their way the first time and people look at them crazy, then they try to come through with the pity party. My whole thing is, you admitted that there were two African American males that were in there as well as you, so I'm just confused as to how this is a profiling situation. If she really wanted, to eat at Ruth's Chris or to eat food similar to Ruth's Chris, she could have went to Applebee's. She could have went to Chili's. They have pretty similar food there as well, and you can dress however you want to dress there. My whole thing is, don't ruin it for people that actually do have the common decency and the common sense to go into a restaurant that does have high-end attire and tell them to, pretty much ruin the whole rules for everybody else. Because if I just wanted some rinky dink food, then I'll just go dressed whatever way to go pick up rinky dink food. But when I want to dress up and look cute, then that's when I choose higher end restaurants to go to, because I do want to be in an establishment that seems bougie, cute, and, classy. I just feel at her big age, she had some clothes that she could have worn to go to Ruth's Chris if that's what she was really craving. But that's my opinion. What's yours?